Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here. Money making Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, full house today with a full card, man. I'm ready to break down today's action, man. Y'all see who's with me here today. Brian, how you doing?
Oh, it's always nice to hang out with some of my favorite guys that I work with. Off a bad day yesterday, but ready to bounce back today. There was one bright spot. The Miami Hurricanes took a loss, but we're ready to move on to today.
Yes, sir. Big Al, how you doing?
Oh, doing okay. No complaints. Had a great day yesterday. 8-3, and knock on wood, hopefully continues today.
Keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Costi, how you doing, sir?
Can't complain either. Big Al's all access plus 28 units. So you're riding his dailies 8-3, but if you run his all access and you know the tiered program, you crushed it. On my other group that I deal with, 5-2 in college. So overall, great day, 3-1 in the NBA. Listen, I don't get obsessed about winning. It's just another day, and just like when you have losses, doesn't matter. Today's a new day, and it's money making Sunday.
Yes, sir. Wayne, how you doing today, sir?
Everything's going solid with me, Jay. Good day yesterday, 6-3. Just trying to carry over the momentum. Smacked my NBA player today with Brooklyn and college football player today with Duke +3. So can't get mad at that.
Yes, sir. Keep it rolling. Look like let's keep it rolling, fellas. Javon, how you doing, sir?
Doing all right. It was a even day as far as wins and losses, but when you got a big money line play and Air Force coming through, then it turns into a slightly winning day. So it knocks off all the juice and gets you a little bit extra in money. So overall, slightly ahead of the game for yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same thing for me, fellas. Off a solid day for me yesterday. Smack my NBA play with the Bulls money line. Hit the college football one with Alabama. Been a solid week for me, really a red hot week. Just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward, man. Money making Sunday. We got full card of NBA, full card of NFL, college hoops, and then a couple of NHL games, man. So, fellas, we got a lot of ground to cover. I say, let's go ahead and hop right in. The NFL has already started for the day. Panthers up 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Keep an eye out on them Panthers, man. Ugly football game, though, over there in Germany. But let's start with the first two we're going to break down. We got the Kansas City Chiefs laying 7.5 on the Denver Broncos. And we have the Washington Commanders. I now see two. Do your line shopping on the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Brian, how you feeling here in these first two games of the day?
Yeah, out of that grouping of two, I think I'm going to give a strong lean here to the Washington Commanders. I mean, Pittsburgh maybe the best coached team in football. Washington 7-1 against the number Steelers 6-2. So two great money making teams here. But I think get the Commanders at home and a chance for a statement win. I'll take the Commanders and lay the 2.5.
There you go. Big Al McMorty. How you feeling these two games?
I like the Commanders. They're just not a team I want to step in front of right now on a 7-0 and 1 ATS run. So I would take Washington there, and yeah, that's the way I would go.
Costi, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm on the Commanders as well. I don't love it. I think Pittsburgh is a really good team right now with Russell Wilson at the helm. They're kind of getting that. They're gliding right now as they're getting into that stretch run where they have to play a lot more division games. Washington squeaked out that win. I know that Janie Daniels was a little banged up, but under 3, if it was +3, I probably would sway to Pittsburgh. But if I can get under that key number of 3 at 2.5, it's hard to fade Washington right now at home. So small lean on Washington for me.
Wayne, how you feeling?
Yeah, I like the over in both those games. Denver, KC. I just think Denver could be able to put some points on KC. Both of these teams are scoring a little bit more gradually over their last three than they have on the season. I think just defense is just overemphasized a little later in the season. And like I said, offense for KC clicking, and Denver traditionally has played KC tough. I think KC will force Denver to try to keep up with them offensively, pushing that one over the total, and kind of the same in the other game. Steelers a lot stronger offensively since Russell Wilson stepped up in the lineup, averaging 31 points per game since Russell Wilson stepped up in the lineup. We know what Washington's been doing offensively. I think everybody will be overemphasizing the defense, and both of these go slightly over the total.
Fair enough. Javon, how you feeling?
Yeah, as far as this Denver KC game, I understand that Denver's getting a lot of love based on KC's, non-covering ways as, favorites, especially favorites over a touchdown. But in KC, it's usually a different story between these two teams. You got Bo Nix. He's not going to give you anything throwing. He's, basically the best rusher. And they're not going to get really much on the ground as far as I'm concerned. Now, they're going to have to do it through the air, and I don't know if that could happen against KC's defense. They're strong. They're strong, no matter how you slice it. And I just think it's just going to be a situation where, it might be nip and tuck for a while, but KC finds a way to, push this thing to double digits late. Now, if this was in Mile High Stadium, that's a different story. Then maybe I could look at Denver more. But, given the love that Denver's gotten in this one, you might, depending on how you see how this line moves, you might get to 7. I mean, it's going down, to what was it at open Costy?
I don't think it ever got below 7.
It was 9 that open. Yeah, it was 9.
Yeah, it never got there. But that was a phantom number. Nobody got really 9.
The 8.5 that people got, went 7.5. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe it'll get to 7. I don't know if it will, but regardless, I'm on KC to get it done by 10 points. So I'm on the favorite in this one.
Fair. I'm gonna talk about both. I'm gonna lean towards Kansas City. Kansas City, as I continue to tell everybody, is still the best team in the National Football League. The defending champs, yet to lose a game. Broncos, middle of the pack team. We saw them play a good team last week, and what happened? I think the same thing's kind of in order here. I'm kind of with Jovan, a late cover here. I see for the Chiefs, just head and shoulders the better football team. Maybe need to start looking out for that Patriots record, man. I'm gonna keep saying it. They might be able to run the whole table.
Not gonna happen. They're not that type of team.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. Everybody keeps saying keep waiting on the shooter drop. I don't know. Their best chance at a loss, in my opinion, is next week at Buffalo. And if they get that dub, I think they run the table. That's just my thoughts.
We've seen teams, start off the season 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 0. It starts to get the team, and this is not a team that's built on, being the type of team that'll get that shot to go undefeated.
I disagree. I think they're a really sound defensive team. I think people downplay how great of a defensive team they are, and then on the other side of the football, they have the greatest coach in the game with the best quarterback in the game. And I think that formula we've seen happen before. That was the other team that went on to do it. So we'll see.
They had the type of offense that KC had 4 or 5 years ago, matched up with this defense, then I would say yeah. But this offense rather, no chance.
Fair enough. Steelers-Commanders. I'm on the Steelers outright money line. Hey, I like solid quarterbacks, but I think this one comes down to Mike Tomlin. Hall of Fame head coach, I think, dialed something up on the rookie. I think the Commanders are starting to enter the realm of a little overrated, a little overvalued. Yes, they've beaten up on bad teams and covered in those games, but that still doesn't warrant me laying points on a good football team. And in my opinion, a better football team. I think the Steelers in a vacuum are the better football team. So just to play on the spot, play on the situation for me. I think the Steelers are built to kind of win these ugly style football games on the road. And I think if their defense comes to play, give Jaden Daniels, a look he hasn't really seen yet this season, I think they can give him a run for their money. I'm going to attack the plus money in that one with the Steelers. Let's keep it rolling, fellas. Next 2 games we got Jacksonville and Minnesota, and we got New Orleans and Atlanta. Big Al McMorty, you're up first here in this one.
Well, I'm going to take Minnesota here. Obviously, Lawrence is going to play. The numbers gotten higher since when we talked about this midweek on our NFL show, but I can't back a Jacksonville team that hasn't really beaten anyone over the last year and a half. They're 3-12 straight up their last 15. Their only 3 wins are against the Panthers and the Patriots, and then the Colts. So 2 out of those 3 are the 2 worst teams in football. So they're not beating anyone with Trevor Lawrence, and I don't want any part of them without Trevor Lawrence. I'll take Minnesota.
Yeah, right now I'm seeing he's questionable to play for this game, but he's not in line to play, and he's at risk of missing the season. I don't know. So it's like nobody knows the hell going on. He could play today, but he could also be out for the season. How does that work? That was the last.
There's no way he plays.
He's not playing
I'd be
today.
shocked. That's why that's 7.
Fair. Costi.
Yeah, it's the variable here. Just too hard for me. I can't back Jacksonville without Trevor Lawrence. I know a touchdown at home is a lot of points in the NFL. And Minnesota, Darnold is been this type of quarterback his entire career. He starts off really hot and then he fades as the season goes on. Not saying that they're not winning games, but do I see them blowing them out? Not by much. I think 7 is too much. I'm not betting this game by any means, but if you had to honestly put a gun to my head and said bet this game, even with a backup quarterback, I would take Jacksonville plus the 7.
Fair. Wayne?
Yeah, I'm on Jags plus the 7 too. I just think this line has gotten out of hand, just based off of quarterback. Jags, both these teams are horrible when it comes to pass defense. So in Minnesota, we've seen they're only 1-1 as away favorite. We've seen them lose outright to the Rams as an away favorite. So a Rams team pretty much beaten up in the same position. Jacksonville still has weapons on offense. They can run the ball. They can keep you honest, and that's all you need when you get 7 points in your back pocket at home. So I'll take the Jags in that one. And the Saints and Atlanta, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I like the over in that game. I just feel like the Atlanta has shown that they can score on way better offenses than New Orleans. I feel like New Orleans is missing now their best corner, no coach, but still has weapons on offense, still has Hill, Kamara, still has a solid quarterback. Neither one of these quarterbacks are just turning over the ball. They're playing sound football, so I like the over. I think he gets over the points in that one.
It's so funny to me seeing everybody just come to the realization that I come to every week, and that's that the Giants are ass. I don't know why y'all sign yourself back up for that every week. Man, it's hilarious. Anyways, Joe, how are you feeling here in these 2 games?
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, I wanted to be on it too, but didn't get. But yeah, hey, it is what it is. Got more action today. Looking at this Minnesota Jacksonville game, the side that I would be on is Jacksonville, but I'm not betting this with your money. Got Mac Jones. I know him good and well. All too well. Being up here in New England, and as an underdog, he's posted an ATS record of I believe 3-15. That's really opening shut case for why you wouldn't want to back the Jacksonville Jaguars in this one. Minnesota, they're gonna bring the blitz on him. I don't know how he's gonna handle it. Those are all cases against Jacksonville, but just based on the number and based who you have on the other side under center and his interception his interception ratio in the last few games, yeah, I don't want to be on Minnesota neither. So it's really a no play for me. But like Carson said, gun to my head, I would be on Jacksonville. As far as the other game, I'm gonna have to take the under. I'm gonna be on the other side of it. The first game was a 26-24 final, and that was really done in the last quarter, I believe, in that game. It's high time for the Saints to show something on defense. I know they have injuries on that side of the ball, and they got rid of Lattimore, so that's something to look out for. But the Falcons, they are rolling offensively, but with this one being at the number it's at, I think that both teams get enough stops in key situations to keep this under the total.
Fair. I'm on the Saints. I think the Falcons are starting to become a little overrated, a little overvalued. I like playing teams after firing their head coach late in the season. Still a division game. The Saints are still built and equipped to play Atlanta. It's just a play on the spot situation. If anything, if the Falcons do win it, they walk them off for the field goal late. I think that's how we're looking at this game. I'm grabbing the points with New Orleans. And then I'm on the Vikings laying the points. Mac Jones is under center. And y'all know I'm the biggest Mac Jones hater. I think the best bet today is a Mac Jones INT. I'm just thinking about how this game is going to actually play out. The thing about the Vikings is they draw up some of the craziest blitzes you've ever seen. And I think Mac Jones is not going to see what's coming today. He's going to be forcing shit. You're going to see a couple of turnovers for him. And the Vikings defense is probably going to propel them to a nice win and cover here. I don't even think Sam Darnold and the offense get in the way. So give me Minnesota. I'll lay the points with them boys on the road. Brian, how you feeling?
Well, I got a premium on the other game, but as far as Jacksonville and Minnesota goes, I guess if you got a gun to my head, I don't want to pull a Ruffalo here, so I'll take the Jacksonville Jaguars plus the points. I know Mac Jones has consistently got worse each year from when he was a rookie. Well, this is really a shot for him to show if he's got anything. 7 points is a lot at home. I think the line's got a little bit out of hand. I'll take the Jags in the touchdown.
Fair enough.
Three guns, three Jacksonville.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who putting guns to y'all heads.
Got to pick something. Can't say pass.
Let's keep it pushing, fellas. Let's keep it pushing. We go to Tampa Bay, where the Bucks are 6.5-point home dogs, and we also go to Indianapolis, where it was 4. I'm starting to see some 4.5s pop up. Do your line shopping depending on which way you like this game. Costi, how you feeling here?
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay with the points at home. What I saw last week out of them was even with no receivers and basically just third-string guys out there, they're still competitive, and it's Baker's able to run that offense really well. I think 6.5 points is too much. This San Fran team has not been the same team we've seen of old where they just come in and they just destroy you. That's what they did in previous years. I mean, they would beat up on bad teams consistently. They're 4-4 this year. I know McCaffrey's coming back. I'm not sure exactly how much playing time he's going to have, but this is also the San Fran team that only beat Dallas by 6 points. Now, granted, that game was not as close realistically, but they're not a team that's blowing anybody out. I'll take the points in my back pocket with Tampa Bay. And then in the other one, you said the other one was Indianapolis-Buffalo. It's Buffalo or pass for me. I don't love the 4. I hate taking teams at 4, and I probably won't bet this game because of that. Just a bad number in the NFL. But Joe Flacco, it's a good story. We saw that. I mean, they are 7-2 against the spread. But this is just one of those games that just looks real square to me. Like you just take Buffalo and just move on. So Buffalo for me in this one.
Wayne.
Yeah, kind of what some of the stuff Costi was saying. I just feel like San Fran is very overrated. People are giving them credit to be a team that they were in previous season. They just don't have it this season. On the main side of it is defensively. That's where I mainly see the fall off. They're 1-3 on the road. They're 0-3 coming off a win this season on the ATS. And you're asking them to lay 6.5 points against the Tampa Bay's offense. Is just as good as their offense, even with the injuries. Defensively, this team, like I said, giving them 25 points a game their last 3. yeah, I'm taking Tampa here in that spot. And the other one was the Bills-Colts. I like the under in that game. Bills just not the same offense at on the road, and Colts, we know they like to run the ball, quarterback inconsistencies. I just don't see a lot of points in this game. I'm gonna ride with the under in that one.
Jovan?
Yeah, I'm on the Bills, and I had Bills pegged in the beginning of the week. Then I started to have second thoughts about it, but I'm right back to them. It's just one of those situations where one team has Josh Allen, the other team doesn't. You know, Joe Flacco, he looked horrible his first start as being named the official starter, not just getting thrown to the wolves and then him performing. Uh, can he play better? Sure, he could play better. In this game, but when you got Josh Allen over there, it really doesn't matter who he's throwing to. He's gonna either find the open man or sprint for a 30-yard gallop for a first down, or even even worse for the opponent, a touchdown. He's just one of those type of players. So, I think when all's said and done, even though I believe it will be a tight game, I think that he'll get it done. This will be a 7-point victory for Buffalo. As far as the other game, it's a high total, but I'm on the over. Looking at Tampa Bay and their deficiencies on defense, I think San Fran come east and put a big number up on Tampa Bay. On the other side, you already seen what Baker Mayfield's been able to do, even without his top two receivers. So, he's going to be slinging the ball. We already know that. So that has the makings of a high scoring game as far as I'm concerned. Give me the over.
That Buffalo Colts game to me is a pass, straight up pass. I need to be on the Colts. I feel like we all need to be on the Colts.
You need to be in the Colts.
The Colts is the play. I just don't know if I got the stomach for it. And
Yeah,
the reason I don't know if I got the stomach for it is exactly what Jovan said. One team got Josh Allen and the other team don't. I think that's the edge for me. That's what I mean. But from a betting perspective, I feel like I need to be on the Colts at this line at home. I think a lot of people are selling their stock on the Colts because they've lost back-to-back games, but they played two solid teams on the road. Now they come back home, 4.5. You can grab 4.5 if you do your line shopping. It just I might have to. This is in contingents for my dirty dog of the week, man. I might got to be on the Colts in this one. I'll tell y'all later on in the show if I pull the trigger or not. And Tampa Bay 49ers, I say lay it with San Fran. I think this is the game where the wheels fall off for Tampa, and I think this is the game San Fran flex their muscles and get back to regular schedule programming. I still think this San Francisco defense is one of the best in the league, and going up against a banged up Tampa Bay offense, I think this is kind of where we see them struggle. McCaffrey back, that's their engine, that's their motor, that's the guy that gets shit popping. Jordan Mason has been an amazing running back this season, but man, I'm on San Fran in this one. I think this is like a dominant San Francisco win. You might even look at Landon extended here with San Francisco. I think this is the get right game for these boys. This is the game I think that propels them on for the remainder of their season. If I were to buy low on any NFC team to make the NFC Championship, make the Super Bowl, it would be the Niners. Because it's like we've seen them be there, done that. Still the same guys, still equipped. I ain't selling my stock because they were banged up early in the season. They're getting healthy. I'm on the Niners. Brian?
Yeah, for me, I really like the Indianapolis Colts this week, plus the points. They've been good to me all season long. Up until last week, I think they had covered 6 straight before that one. I could just see this being a 3-point game. Joe Flacco, a good game manager. He's not going to light it up on the ground. He's not going to run for 100 yards, but I don't think he's going to turn the ball over. Josh Allen's been excellent this year stats-wise, but, and the Colts have a terrible defense. I just could see him turning some balls over, getting a late cover. I like that 4. I'll take the Colts.
Al?
Yeah, I agree. I'll take it with Brian. I'll take the Colts as well. 49-22 ATS off a Suets loss, including 9-2 ATS as a home dog.
Indy, dirty dog in Indy. Let's keep it pushing, fellas. We got the Patriots and the Bears, and we got the Chargers and the Titans. Wayne, you're up first.
Yeah, that Chargers Titan game just feels like crap all over it. Chargers is hands down the better team. Actually, to me, these teams are kind of the same style team. Just one has a quarterback and one doesn't. And Tennessee is a very turnover prone team. 1-7 ATS is for a reason. They've been in a lot of games where they can cover and just turn the ball over to get the non-cover. With that, Chargers 7.5. This is a game that if I did, I don't really buy the hook down, but I would just buy the hook down just in case the Chargers win by 7. You can get a push that way, but Chargers should win this game by about 10 points. So it's Chargers of nothing for me in that one. And the other game you said was
the Patriots and the Bears. The Bears.
Oh yeah, Bears. Yeah, we rocking with the Bears, man. I don't want no parts of the Patriots right now. And what it comes down to is quarterback play. Quarterback play from Caleb Williams has been very underrated for a rookie quarterback, just not turning over the ball, seeing the field well. Bears play their best at the crib. That's when they run these points up, and I believe it might be close in the first half, but Bears will stretch it out. Another big thing I noticed is the offensive line play. While the offensive line play is terrible for both sides, the Bears really can get after the quarterback. So Caleb Williams will have more time than a quarterback on the other side. I like the Bears -6 in that one.
Javon, talk to me.
Looking at this New England game, ever since Mac Jones has been, I believe it, ever since he's been the starter, I think the overs cashed every time, if I'm not mistaken. They might be one game where it didn't cash, but more times than not, it's been going over, and I'm gonna keep on rocking with New England over. It's only at 38.5. It's windy out there in Chicago, granted, but these are two young quarterbacks with strong arms that should be able to cut that ball through the wind. So they don't got noodle arms. That's guaranteed about that. So I think I'll take advantage of this low total. Take the over in this one. As far as the other game, look at this Chargers team. They held their last two opponents to 8 and 10 points. The defense is for real. It's been for real. From the word go ever since Harbaugh stepped into that building. So I'm gonna take the under. I expect them to keep Tennessee to a low total. Is Will Levis playing today?
Yeah, Will Levis is the starter today.
Yeah. So whatever value you could have gotten with taking Tennessee with the other quarterback with Mason Rudolph, that's going because he's on the bench now. So I can't touch the Tennessee Titans. It's simple as that. So if I had to pick a side, it would be the Chargers, just because Will Levis is back on the field.
Will Levis is on that field, man. I'm not high on the Chargers. I think laying 8.5 with the Chargers, you asking for it. But forced to play the game, it would be Tennessee. But I'm not playing the game because Will Levis is on the field. It's simple. So, man, if y'all just knew how much money Will Levis has already cost me this season, it's sickening.
He's a little bit better than Rudolph, though. I mean, yeah, for me,
is that saying
definitely not?
No.
Rudolph is a 1.5 point advantage versus Levis.
I don't know, man. They're both terrible, so it don't even matter.
That's not true. Rudolph.
I'm the king of terrible quarterbacks.
Rudolph is the king of. He's the new face of the backups. Like that's what Rudolph is. He's a backup.
He's the head of the backup committee.
Yes. Man. And Will Levis will be joining that rank soon when the rookies come in this year. But yeah, so I'm not excited about that game at all. I'm passing it. I'm sorry. Ruffalo for me there. For the first time this season, I'm taking Chicago, man. I'm finna buy into the Chicago Bears hype, man. If the Bears come out and lose, then I'm back talking shit about them all year. So for all you Bears lovers out there, I'm joining you today. The reason I'm joining you today is because your 4 wins that you claim are just so good are against bad teams, and you're playing one today. So if you're playing somebody decent, if you're playing a good team, I probably wouldn't lay the points. But y'all playing a bad team today. Y'all better win and cover. That's what I think, Brian.
This is a hard slot for me, but I do like my bad teams and my bad quarterbacks. So it's tough to pass in Tennessee. They do have one of the best defenses in the NFL. If you look at their yards, pretty good against the pass, against the rush, respectable. I just see the Chargers having a 7-point win here, and if you're going to get 7.5, 8.5, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans here to keep it within a score.
Fair enough. Big Al?
Well, I hate to disagree with my good buddy Javon. As Javon mentioned, the Chargers are playing great defense. They've played their last 3 games under the total, as he mentioned also, giving up just 10 points, 8 points, 17 points in those 3 games. But I look for a much higher scoring game because of that. When you take a look at how teams do off 3 straight unders that gave up 35 or less points in the aggregate over those 3 games, they've gone 121 and 83 over the total their next game. So I'll take the over.
Fair enough. And Costi?
The only one. I'm going to ride Chicago at home. I'm not obsessed with the 6 here, but Chicago is a true Jekyll and Hyde team, home and away. Just whether it's the crowd noise that Caleb Williams just can't get accustomed to, and he just his decision making on the road has been atrocious, but at home he's a different player, and they've covered all games at home this year. I think New England, watching that New England game last week with Tennessee, where I ended up getting a push on a big parlay that I had versus winning. It was like watching 2 bad teams constantly making the mistakes bad teams make. And I just think New England's just a bad team, and they're going to keep making mistakes. It's going to be a tough place to play in Soldier Field. And again, I'm not obsessed with the 6, but I think that the Bears win this game pretty easily and cover.
There you go. Last 3 games in the NFL today, fellas. We got my favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, the Cooper Rush Show, 7.5-point dogs at home. We got the Arizona Cardinals, home dogs to the overrated, overvalued New York Football Jets. And we got the Houston Texans, home dogs, with the money-making machine Detroit Lions. And Jovan, last slot in the NFL today. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'll touch on all 3. How I would attack this Eagles-Cowboys game is I look for a bump with Cooper Rush on the field, and for the Dallas Cowboys to win the first quarter. So I'll take the Dallas Cowboys in the first quarter money line. It's just one of those things I like to play on. There's the drop off between Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush isn't all that great. Not to justify a full game line move like what we've seen. That said, Dallas, is a bad team, or the talent and the record. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for it, injuries, so on and so forth, and they had to pay their main players, which left the roster kind of thin. So that said, with this one, given the fact that they've lost all these big games with the Dallas Cowboys, it's amplified because they are quote unquote America's team, so they take a loss, they take a beating. It's really worse. It seems like it's worse than what it really is. They're actually 3-5. You would think they are 1-17 the way they're talking about these guys, so the cover's not bare over there with Dallas. And I say that to say that in the first quarter, I think we'll get some solid play out of them, and they'll win the quarter. Jalen Hurts, I believe he's playing, but he's banged up. There's a question mark on AJ Brown, I believe. I'm not too sure about that as of right now. I don't know the latest on him, but if they don't have AJ Brown, then you get a whole different Philadelphia team, especially on the offensive play. So we saw earlier this season how valuable he was or how valuable he is to that team. So, all things considered, first quarter be the play for me. As far as the Jets and Arizona Cardinals, look for the total in that one. And I'm going to look for this to be a bit of a shootout. You got both offenses that should, do some damage against these defenses. Well, the Jets defense, they are for real. Maybe they'll perform, but I think with the way that Kyler Murray plays football, that they'll have troubles maintaining him. So I would look towards the over in that one, and I would also look for the over in the Lions and Texans game. The Lions defense can't be had, and with the addition of Nico Collins into this one, it's going to open up things for the Texans. Yeah, they don't have Stephon Diggs, but Stephon Diggs, he could be replaced. Nico Collins, the proof is in the pudding. He couldn't be replaced. So I expect for them to get some scoring on the board. And on the other side, you got the juggernaut Detroit Lions offense. So, these are spots where I usually like to play the under, but this one, not so much. I'm on the over.
Fair. I'm on all the dogs in this late window. All three of them. We'll start Sunday Night Football. I'm on the Houston Texans. Really good football team. The Texans are 6-3, a really good football team. At home, coming off the mini bye. This is the perfect situation for them to not only keep this game competitive, but win outright. I like the Lions. The Lions are a good football team, but every football team has hiccups, especially teams with the play style the Lions do. And I think if there was a spot where the Lions are a little overrated, it's laying 3.5 on the road on Houston. Houston, I think this is probably their coming out show. This is Houston's show to the world. Hey, we are one of the best teams in the AFC. Watch out for us. We might go on a run to win the whole damn thing. I think Houston is in that breath in the AFC. Like, it probably goes, they're in that mix. Like, they're going to be a playoff team. Hiccup today for the Lions. I'm on Houston outright money line. I'm on Cardinals outright money line. We're fading the overvalued Jets. They beat the Texans last week, and everybody's selling their stock on Houston. Everybody buying stock on the Jets. The Jets are 3-6. The Jets are still a bad, terrible football team. The Cardinals can still win this division, man. I like what I'm seeing from the Cardinals. They've won 4 of their last 5. The Cardinals have had the tougher schedule. The Cardinals have beaten the better teams. The Cardinals are the better football team. The New York tax, bro, I've been preaching about the New York tax in every sport. The New York tax is real. And it is hilarious how much y'all overrate and overvalue them New York teams in every sport. Them Knicks, them Giants, them Jets. Like, man, we could go on. Even the Yankees, I know they did something this year. The Mets, I know they did a little something this year. But in the grand scheme of things, like, a lot of times these teams are overrated and overvalued, fading their ass. And call it what you want. You can call it a homer play. I'm on my Cowboys plus a 7.
Yeah.
Call it what you want.
That's a shocker.
I know. Right? The Eagles, man, I'm not laying 7.5 with these boys on the road. I don't care who they were playing. Name a team right now and ask me would I lay 7.5 on the road with the Eagles.
Panthers.
No, I wouldn't. Jacksonville
with no Leonard, with no Lawrence.
Maybe. That might be the only one.
Will Levis.
Maybe the other one. Them is 2 teams, and maybe the Giants. Take that back, and maybe the Giants. But I don't know. Maybe not the Giants because it's a division game, and that's kind of my argument here. It's a division game. Cooper Rush, man. Did y'all forget who Cooper Rush was and what he did last time he was on that field for my boys, man? Kept our season alive. Like, got the cover for me on my birthday last time he played the Eagles. Did y'all forget? I didn't. I'm on my Cowboys in this one. I get it. There are a lot of signs that say fade Dallas here. I mean, we could just start with their last 5 home games where they've been taken behind the shed and all of them. Starting last year in the playoffs against Green Bay, then coming into this season against Baltimore, the New Orleans. Who else came here and busted us up? The Lions. But I don't think Philly got that equipped offense. Not right now. I think they're a little overrated, overvalued. Give me the Dallas plus the 7 and a hook. Brian?
You hate the Eagles. Sorry, Brian. You hate the Eagles.
I do hate the Eagles.
All right, go ahead. That's it, Brian. He hates
All right. I think in this grouping, I think the best play is the Dallas Cowboys plus the points. I just think you take Dak out and put Cooper Rush in. I think he'll be a good game manager. I think the Eagles are a little bit overrated. I'd rather see Trey Lance in there personally, but
you love Trey Lance. You love him.
I think Cowboys aren't going anywhere. Let's see what Trey Lance has. But as far as this game goes, I think if you're in this rival game, you're getting a touchdown. I think I'll take the Cowboys at home.
Brian love Trey Lance.
I'm not jumping off Trey Lance yet.
Big Al, how you feeling?
I mean, I actually think the Eagles are a little bit underrated, but whether they're underrated or overrated, I can't put my money on a Dallas Cowboy team that doesn't beat anyone that's a good team.
We don't need them to beat. We need them to cover.
What?
We don't need them to beat them. We need them to cover.
You're not going to cover either. I mean, you don't. Let me be more specific. You don't cover the spread against good teams.
That's fair. That's fair. Recently, yeah.
Dallas recently, you haven't done it for 10 years, 13 years. You guys are 21-43-1 ATS. Your last 65 versus winning foes. That's not a short term. That's a long term. 21-43-1 ATS versus winning foes. I'll take Philly.
Fair. Costi.
Man, Jay, you got to stop hating the Eagles. You just got to stop hating. You've been hating them.
In my back pocket, I already got the money line Cowboys ticket. You know it.
I know. That's why you're going to lose. Philly, it's the perfect formula. No Parsons still. Perfect formula to run the ball. And what do the Eagles do exceptionally well over the last month specifically is run the ball.
That's fair.
And I know 7's a lot, but this Dallas team is just pitiful. They went into the year saying you guys didn't improve at running back, and that is going to be your Achilles heel, that you're not going to be able to run the ball and become one-dimensional. You don't have a second receiver. And with all these things happening and all the injuries around this team, this is exactly what we thought that was going to happen. And the Eagles are humming right now. They're going to be extra pumped to go there and beat Dallas in Dallas. The only thing that scares me is it is a division game, and no matter who's on the field, they play each other tough. But I just think Philly runs all over them. Philly laying the 7.
Fair. I'm going to just say this. and I'm going to leave it alone. Next season, when we get the last place schedule and we run the fucking table, I don't want to hear it.
With Gentry?
I don't want to hear it.
Gentry
this year, you got to remember, we got that first place schedule, bro. Look like
come on, man.
Bro, what you mean, come on?
You're at home. You're supposed to win games.
I know. Our quarterback gone. The highest
quarterback has been there the entire season.
I know. It happens, bro. And like y'all act like we're 1-7. Like we win today, we're 4-5. Still in the mix. Season ain't gone. But I want us to lose out and draft Travis. That's what I want. Personally.
Well, you got to keep picking against them if you want them to lose, Jay.
No, I don't need them. I don't need them to win today. I need them to cover. I got 7 and a hook in my back pocket.
You got Trey Lance. You don't need that.
I don't. A loss and a cover, and I'm smiling today. Today was a good day. We'll see. Hey, that's all the NFL today, man. Any final thoughts, NFL, before we move on?
Well, I was about to bash Philly. You let me get my 3 picks.
My bad.
Not bash Philly, bash Dallas.
My bad.
Oh no, you good. Yeah, man. We just got 2 teams going in different directions. Dallas losing 3 in a row, Philly losing 4 in a row. In the history, Dallas is smacked Philly. I think Philly gets the get back, man. Anytime you got a chance to beat down on a rival and take advantage of the injuries and stuff they do, I think they will. I think they run it up with the running attack, as they mentioned, but hurt with his legs, like you mentioned, missing our best pass rusher. I just feel like they take full advantage and blow Dallas out here. I feel like if Dallas wasn't at home, then this line would be 10.5 maybe. If Philly was at home, so I think y'all are getting a little help just because y'all being at home, but I don't think it matters in this situation. As you pointed out, Jay, you guys been getting smacked at home all season, so the little premium of points that you get for being at home doesn't matter when you got a bad team this season. Do you guys still have Zeke Elliott running the ball?
No, it's Swaddle now. Swaddle.
Okay, doesn't matter. That's the L. I'm with Jovan on the Cardinals game as well, and the Jets with the over. This Jets defense, on paper they look good, but they just haven't played as good as the names that you see listed there. And Cardinals, they've been able to move the ball offensively on the ground and in the air. And Jets not terrible on offense. I know we like to bash Aaron Rodgers, but he typically puts his team in good situation to score when they can get to the red zone. So I like the over in that one. And Houston, Detroit, I like Houston. I feel like these teams are on the same pedigree, but we're getting a home team with points. And that Hutchinson injury hurts Detroit's defense more than it will ever show. And I think it'll continue to poke its head out when you play good offenses like Houston. So give me Houston in this spot.
Now let's keep it pushing. Now let's go to the land of the NBA, the National Basketball Association. Solid card over there today too, fellas. We'll go 3 in a row. We'll pair up 3 games over here in the NBA. We got the Rockets and the Pistons. We got the Celtics and the Bucks. And we got the Knicks and the Pacers. I'm on the Pistons plus the points in that one. Rockets are not a money-making road team. They haven't been the last couple seasons. In all honesty, I think the Pistons have a legitimate chance to win this game outright. Outside of a Brandon Miller tip-back game winner, Pistons would have won 4 in a row. I like what I'm seeing from Detroit. I think they're live today, but I'll grab the 3.5. Bucks, Milwaukee. It's Celtics for me here. Celtics beat them up earlier this year. I know Milwaukee won and covered every game a season ago, but that was a season ago, man. Milwaukee's on the do not bet list. We're fading them. Short, sweet, simple. And the Knicks, they're overrated, overvalued. I know they beat the Pacers earlier this season, but still, that doesn't warrant them being favored over the Pacers on the road. Based on what says the Knicks are the better team and should be favored on the road? Nothing, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm on the Pacers plus the points and outright on the money line. It's a revenge game at home that also is a bounce back game at home. One of my favorite spots in the NBA, the bounce back revenge game. Give me the Pacers. Brian?
Yeah, I think the NBA card's spectacular today. It's just a shame we have the NFL. Well, not a shame, but yeah, NBA solid card today. Out of this grouping, I'll take the Milwaukee Bucks plus the points. I mean, we saw the Bucks lose the Celtics earlier this season. They're not as bad as their 2-7 mark. We've seen the Celtics, who are, I think, the best in the NBA, play slightly down the last 2 games. I think it's a must win for Milwaukee. I'll take the points.
Big Al?
Yeah, I'll agree with Brian. I'll take Milwaukee as well.
Costi?
Take Detroit at home. Houston is just not a good road team traditionally, especially with the cover. Detroit's been playing fairly decent. This team is 4-6. Usually we're looking at this team and it's a dumpster fire already 10 games into the season. They're playing competitive. I'll take Detroit with the points at home. And I'm on Boston. I mean, Jay has basically turned me. Milwaukee's on the do not bet list until further notice. I think the line is where it is because Milwaukee finally got a W. But who do they beat? They beat Utah at home. It was atrocious on the road. Then they go to the Knicks and then they get blown out. Boston, I had the Nets in that game. So I was happy with that performance. And they won by 4. The only game really was the Golden State that they really had the trip up. And realistically, Golden State's a top 5, top 10 team this year. So they were due for that. I still think Boston is by far the best team in the NBA. And so Boston for me with this 4.5.
There you go. Wayne.
Yeah, there's a couple injuries looming in a couple of these games today that I really have to wait on. But Houston, Detroit, I'm on the opposite side. I'm on Houston. I know Houston can't do it on the road narrative, but this is a new season. This is a much better team. To me, these teams are kind of built alike. Solid defense, deep benches. But Houston is just better in all categories. Houston coming off a belt-to-ass, butt-whooping, solid team off a loss, and Detroit just getting a little bit overrated to me. They're not a bad team, but they're also not a good team yet. So give me Houston. That Boston-Milwaukee game, I like Boston, but that's only if Brown plays. If Brown does not play, then I can be easily switched over to Milwaukee. Milwaukee is getting close to that do not bet list. It's just outside of the two superstars, they really just don't got the pieces around Giannis and Dame. And meanwhile, a team like Boston, they can miss Brown, but they do have decent pieces on the bench and decent scorers that can come in and help contribute and cover a spread like 4 on the road. And everything Jay said about Indiana and New York, I'm on the same page. This New York team is highly overrated. Indiana has played New York well, especially at home. Indiana getting points. I like Indiana getting points and money line as well. And Payne and McBride on the injury report for New York. So them two don't play. They really don't got no bench. They already don't got a bench when them two play. So if them two don't play, their bench just gets dwindled. So give me Indiana plus the points at the crib.
Javon.
Yeah, I don't like how the Celtics been playing the last couple games without Jaylen Brown. They were able to survive, and I believe like the first game that he didn't play. But their standard of play has dipped, without him on the court. And it's not just him. There's no Porzingis also. So, they kind of left thin as far as man the rebounds and things of that nature. Because it puts their backups, in a spot where they have to play more. So for this one, given the fact that the Bucks did play them well in the first, I'd say, couple quarters into the third quarter, in the first game on the 28th, then the Celtics pulled off midway through the third quarter and never looked back. I think that the Bucks got a shot to outright them in this one. I'm definitely taking the points with the Bucks in this one. Just on the strength, and Wayne's right about Brown, being out. So you got to look and see if he's gonna play. If he's gonna play, then I wouldn't touch it at all. But if he's not playing, got to be on the Bucks in this one. Dame's gonna have a big game. Giannis is gonna have a big game. If Portis can have a big game, then and/or Brook Lopez, then I think they're in business for the outright. But I'll definitely take the points.
Let's keep it rolling. Next three, we got Washington, Orlando. We got Philadelphia, Charlotte, and we got Minnesota, Miami. Brian?
Yeah, for me in this grouping here, I think I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets plus the points. The Hornets are in the grouping with the Detroit Pistons for me and the Portland Trailblazers, the teams that I like to keep my eye on this season. Philadelphia normally plays their best basketball at home. They're 0-3, and they're still injury ridden. So I think this is a game that Hornets can have, but I think it's a one-possession game, so I'll take the 4.5.
Big Al?
I missed the third game. What was the third one?
Miami, Minnesota.
So Charlotte, Philly, Heat, Minnesota, Washington, Orlando.
Correct.
Yep.
Pass on all three.
Cosby.
Yeah, I don't love any of these three, honestly. If it's anything for me, it's Orlando or nothing. I know I learned my lesson Friday night when I try to fade Jay, and it seems like Orlando, you can't just look at this season's data and overlook it. They are a good covering team. They're a good team at home, and I think they're going to get back closer to the median here with at least a 500 ATS record. And what better way to do it against a bum-ass Wizard? So give me Orlando here.
Yeah, that Orlando game, I got a player just like Boston. If Jonathan Isaac plays, I'll lay the points for Orlando. He's on the game time decision. If he doesn't play, the Warriors plus the points will be the play. But I do got a prop bet Franz to go over his points total. He always smacks the Wizards, even when Paolo plays. So with no Paolo, him coming off a 26, 27-point game, getting cooking, I think he has no problem going over 30. His points normally around 24 to 26 range, so I think he'll go over that with ease in this one. Charlotte and Philly, that's a tough one, man. I do think the Philly has an advantage with the bigs, but then I feel like Charlotte has an advantage with no Maxey and Ball in there and their guard play. Terrence Mann is on the game time decision. The top bench scorer for Charlotte, so I would like to see if he play. I kind of lean to Philly, but I don't love it, so it's kind of no play. But I do love Minnesota. They've just been built the ass in Miami. I do think Miami will turn it around eventually. I think it's a bad spot with no Jimmy Butler. They come out and compete early, but as Minnesota has done throughout this season, I think the second half they just push the pedal on these guys and end up covering their spread by 10 plus.
Javon?
Yeah, I'm on the other side. I'm on Miami. I know there's no Jimmy Butler in this one, but they got enough shooters over there in Miami to to hold off the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves, they not to sound cliche-ish, but they play with their food a little bit too much for my liking. Can they be dominant in this one? Of course they can, but this is still 8 points. It's 4 possessions, and 3 possessions if you want to just say 3 points. 3 threes or whatever. But I just think that in this situation, you got Tyler here over there. He's not gonna, um, he's not injured, is he? Because last year he was injury prone. He's on the court. Rozier's on the court. Adebayo's on the court. So they could withstand Jimmy Butler not being there. Um, so I'll take the points in that one. Uh, I could only look towards the under in the Hornets in Sixers game, even though it's a low total. That's it.
For me, it's the Heat for me as well. I don't trust Minnesota as sizable home favorites. I still think they're the house of disappointment. Miami, they are road covering machines. Last year, they were one of the best road ATS teams in the league. I just think this is a case of too many points. I'm just trusting the perception of both of these two teams. Miami, competitive team, no matter who's on the floor, they come in, compete. Minnesota, they play with their food, like Jovan says, and they're going to mess around and win the game by like 4 or 5. I think it's how this game plays out. So give me the Miami Heat plus the points. I think it's Hornets money line or lead a game alone. The reason I say that is I like what I'm seeing from Charlotte. Like I like the vibes right now in Charlotte. And the Sixers, I don't. They're ass, and they're missing their 2 best players. And I know Paul George is back, but new team coming off a hyperextended leg. You trust him to carry? Like the Sixers are still overrated and overvalued right now. They're 1-7. That's what they are. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Charlotte. I think we gotta attack the opportunities where the plus money arises. And I think the plus money arises here for Charlotte. And then it's Orlando for me. I will say 10.5 makes my stomach hurt. It really does. That's a big boy number, no Boncaro, man. 22-6 last year, though, is what I keep telling myself. 22-6 last year as home favorites were the Orlando Magic. Like, we kind of just blindly took the Magic as home favorites last year, and I'm kind of just doing the same here. It's a lot of lumber to lay with the team that I think has the offensive deficiencies that they have without their best player. But I wouldn't be surprised if this was a full length, wire to wire, just ass whooping. Like, it just was a methodical. They were up 6, then they were up 7, and they were up. You know what I mean? Just put over the course of the game, not just an outright ass whooping. So give me the Orlando. I'll lay the points. Let's keep it rolling. how many we got left? We got 5 left. We'll do the last 5 together. We got the Thunder and the Warriors, the Nuggets and the Mavs, the Kings and the Suns, the Grizzlies and the Blazers, and the Raptors and the Lakers. Big Al, how you feeling last week?
Of these, I'd say Golden State. Golden State's really good off a loss when playing an opponent off of straight-up wins. I'll take the Warriors.
Costi?
I think Oklahoma City or nothing for me. Simply, Golden State's on this extended road trip. You finally, I mean, yes, they went in there and they beat Boston at Boston, which was a great win. But then they have Cleveland, which they lost. Now they go to the best team in the West in Oklahoma City. I just think it's a lot of time on the road, a lot of travel. It's going to be too much for them. So Oklahoma City for me in this one.
Wayne?
Yeah, I'm gonna give OKC their credit, but at the same time, I'm a sucker for Golden State getting points. I don't care if it's at home, at road, or on the road. I like this team. I like the way they're built, and they're healthy, clean, healthy report. And OKC missing both big men and Hartenstein and the other Williams, so they've been playing well without them. So it's really poor angle, but at the same time, you give me a team, in my opinion, just as good. The big brother in this situation, although little brother is on the come up, I think they can at least cover, if not win this one outright. And I like Toronto, man, and playing overrated Los Angeles team. Yes, Los Angeles has been playing a lot better at home. I like what JJ Redick is implementing. I do feel like the locker room will be a little shaken up with Russell getting set. You don't want to see players that can ball out sitting on the bench, even with him lollygagging in some spots. But it's just a situation with too much points. And Toronto has proven that they do have depth. And these young talents playing well. They got a lot of their main pieces missing, but continue to play well. You're giving me this many points with them. I'm a rider.
There you go. And Javon? You're muted.
Toronto getting 10 points with the Lakers. Yeah, sign me up. That's all day for me. I'm just a Laker hater. It is what it is. I'm from Boston. I'll move on for that one. You already know where I stand on that. For me, what's the situation with the Dallas's injuries? That's what I would like to know before I pull the trigger on that one.
Luka game time decision.
Yeah, game time decision.
Everybody really is just game time decision. Ain't no news.
Lively game time decision as well. Yeah, so that's a tough sell. Not knowing who's gonna be, on the court for that one. But I would say this: the line, it moved down from what was it, 5, 4.5, 5.5. So, indicators would suggest that they are playing. I guess, if you want to look at just the line, from the line move. One game that I will say that I don't care about, who's playing or who's not playing, or specifically Kevin Durant. I'm a roll with Phoenix regardless of whether he's playing. That just means that there'll be more shooting for Devin Booker. That's all it means to me. Nurkic, I believe that one of the two is going to play. Well, no, not one of the two, but because Kevin Durant is out. But I believe that Nurkic is going to give it a go rather. In this one, how effective he will be if he does play, that's another story. But they have won 3 straight against the Kings, so that's a plus on that side. And with this just being basically a pick type of situation, a pick 'em game because it's only -1, I'll take a shot with a team that's just running hard right now. What else? I think that's it for me.
I'm on the Thunder. Lay the points, man. I get it. For as many points as y'all want to make about the Warriors, I can make as many going back the other way about the Thunder. That's the thing about this game. It's a line in the sand style game. Like for as good as Golden State is on the road, the Thunder are just as good as home favorites. I think the edge in this game is exactly what Costi said. Believe it or not, I think Costi hit the nail right on the head. Three straight tough games in a row on the road is a tough ask of these Warriors. Boston, Cleveland, OKC. Right now, through the eye test, them the three best teams in the league. Yeah, give me the Thunder buddies, man. Unless you really got a clear and concise reason to fade them at home, just don't do it. And when I play the X's and O's game, I think the Thunder are a terrible matchup for Oklahoma. I think the Thunder are a terrible matchup for Golden State. Now with Caruso and Dort, finna put Curry and Hill in that chamber. Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of them. I'm gonna lay it with OKC. And let me see. I'm with y'all guys in the Raptors though for sure. Raptors 7-2 ATS. They're a money making machine right now. The Lakers a little overrated, a little overvalued. I like what I'm seeing from the Lakers. I do think that they're going to be better and improved. I like JJ over there. That don't mean lay 10.5. Give me when we saw the Lakers were, I will say the Lakers were up 30 against the Raptors last time they played. They were taking them boys behind the shed. Still, Raptors came and snuck through that back door and covered that game. I'm gonna take the Raptors. I would lean towards the Blazers. I don't trust the Grizzlies. No Bane, no Ja Morant on the road, laying points. No, thank you. Now that Sacramento's a favorite on the road, that game's pretty much a pass. And that Nuggets-Mavs game, it's tough for me. Mavs, remember, were the number one ATS road team in the league last year. Mavs were the number one ATS road team in the league last year. But in that same breath, the Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at home at the crib. And with the injuries looming over this game, it's kind of a pass for me. But
not a night game.
Forced to pick. Y'all know where I'm on my Mavs plus the points. So
it's not 10 o'clock. It's only 8 o'clock, Jay.
True. I got to see the injury report though in that game before, it's not a premium or anything like that. So I'm just letting y'all know. All right, we got some college basketball, fellas.
One thing I want to say about the NBA nowadays, a 10-point spread isn't what it was 5, 10, 15 years ago. You have all these big leads that get blown on a night-to-night basis. You didn't see that back in the day. When a team was down 20, unless they were the upper echelon teams, then they were dead. You know what I'm saying? So, nowadays, any team, a bad team would come back from any deficit, 30-point deficit. So that's just the way the NBA is played, just the style of play that these teams play, the lack of defense in a lot of spots, when they feel like they got to win, they just, rest in their laurels. So that's one of the things I want to say about the NBA, just as an aside.
There you go. Let's talk some college hoops.
Yeah, but the other thing, the flip side of that, Javon, is that the NBA now, the margin of victory is further away from the point spread than it used to be as well.
Yeah, that is true as well. Yeah, but so that's also what I was trying to say. So when I say a 10-point spread isn't what it used to be, when you a lot of times you have to lay it. So, when you see the Celtics giving up 15, 16 points or the Thunder giving up 12 or 13 points, a lot of those times you might want to take the points, but in this day and age in the NBA, you're going to have to lay it. You're going to have to hold your nose if you're one of those underdog backers, so. Yeah,
and just real quick, not to go to college basketball. So I didn't mean to cut it. Go ahead, Jovan.
No, go ahead. That was all I had.
I was gonna say the same thing like Al said. The margin of victory is higher, but it's the rotations that are different. Back then, they didn't play as long of a rotation, and a lot of the starters played more minutes, which means the quality of play was better. Now they're sitting these starters extended amount of periods, so you could be up 30 in the first quarter. Well, the starters may only play 2 minutes in the second. The team makes a comeback. So it's a different game, and what we do is constantly adjust to the changes, and 10 years from now, there's going to be more changes. So just got to know how to navigate.
Let's do it. Let's talk some college hoops. Big Al, you're up first. We're going to do the whole card in one swing. So
yeah, no, I'm just going back memory lane. I'm looking at like the NBA scores and the over/under lines in 2010, 2011 season. 186, 189, 189, 190. Like it's just
And I used to kill unders with certain teams.
Now it's 220,
220, 230, 250. Yeah, it's just different
250. They always go over that 250. And what was it? The Pacers Hawks, right, Jay?
But the biggest key to it all is we're shooting threes now. We're shooting threes. We ain't playing that back to the basket ass game. That's really the difference. And when you think about it, it really just translates to what you're saying. You shoot more threes, you make more threes. Games
bigger variance,
bigger leads can wither away faster. But they also you can also blow somebody out the water quicker.
Right.
It's just the evolution of the three ball. LeBron talked about it, and he attributed it to one man and one man only. That light-skinned man, Steph Curry. He said leads used to be safe in the league. They used to be safe until Curry walked in and started hitting them 30-foot bombs. And that's what happened. So you got to kind of navigate it. You kind of got to navigate it. And I feel like in college hoops now, they even trying to start to shoot more threes. We'll see. College hoops, the thing about college hoops, that's the one sport that's still stuck in the old age where you still see them come down, run sets, run these slow-ass offenses. Like, bro, open the game up, man. Let's get out and run. Some teams do, some teams don't. So that's why college hoops is a matchup. Sometimes it's a matchup perspective.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about, the style of playing, opening the game up, those teams can lose, and not in the league, but in college, those teams lose when they face a fundamentally sound back to the basket team that plays the Princeton offense. They don't know how to handle it because they don't have the fundamentals. They're running off of, per skill and, and athleticism. So it's a flip side to everything. That's why that's the beauty of college ball. We're going to get to it right now.
For sure. I'm right there with you. Let's talk some college hoops. Big Al, you're up first, my man. And you got the whole college hoops card. Anything?
Well, I've got 2 plays for sale, so I'm not going to talk about those 2 plays because they're great plays. So I'll talk about plays that did not make my premium card. LSU against Alabama State on the extra games. LSU falls into a momentum system. Also on the extra card, Miami of Florida against Binghamton, same situation. So I mean, if I wasn't going to play the 2 great games and I had to, go down a tier, I would look at LSU and Miami.
Fair enough. Costa, any college hoops for you today?
Yeah, I'm gonna fade Gonzaga simply for the letdown spot here. I mean, they just absolutely demolished Baylor, and which was surprising, but I think they're just still mad from previous years. And Arizona State has been playing quite well. Not that the competition they've been playing is any good, but I just think it's too many points. I think that Gonzaga win this game by 17, 18 points, and the cover will be there for Arizona State.
Wayne, any college hoops for you today?
Yeah, one that I can give out that I haven't bet on yet, but I was looking at pretty heavily. I like Texas Southern 17. I think 17.5 over Georgia. Texas Southern's one of those teams that not a pretty name, not a pretty program, but they get it done as far as covering a tough team to play tough. Georgia's kind of overrated, definitely as far as the SEC team. They are starting to get some decent prospects, but just because you get the prospects, you don't always play up to some of these point spreads. Just situational, I feel like. Georgia's getting way too many points in this spot. To be quite frank, I would not be surprised if Texas Southern won this one outright or was able to keep this within like 5 points.
Fair enough. Javon, any college hoops for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna give out whatever I got written up because I highly doubt that I'm gonna put anything in college basketball as a premium. I'm gonna roll with Wisconsin. No real commentary on any of these. 15.5. I think they get the job done. Wake Forest. I'm on Wake Forest on -1. Just don't think that Michigan. They got it in them just yet. Got a whole new situation with their coach. It'll take some time for them to get acclimated. Don't want to lay the big number with Miami, but I think they run roughshod over their opponent. UC Irvine, I like what I've seen out of them. Plus 3.5. I'll take the points against Northern Iowa. The Stephen F. Austin Drake game is going to be a good game. Two teams that I've gotten money with, for years. If I had to lean towards a side, I would slight lean towards Stephen F. Austin. Just want to run down everything. UAB then jumped up as far as the spread. It was at 17 when I wrote it. It's now at 22. That's what you're going to get out of college basketball. Like the bet at 17.5. I agree with Wayne on Texas Southern. Think that number's just too big, and they're going to give Georgia a run for their money. Didn't Georgia get smacked by Georgia Tech? Was that
Nah, I know there was heavy favorites in their first game and almost lost to that, and a team where I feel like Texas Southern was better than that team right there. So I'm just putting two together.
And
I'm gonna stay. I'm
gonna stay away from Gonzaga. After putting foot to ass, against Baylor. I don't know if they got the appetite to to do the same thing to an Arizona State team who's not that bad. So that might be a little bit too many points for me. Yeah. So that's it. There's more, but no, I'll refrain.
Fair enough. No college hoops for me. I ain't got nothing for y'all today. I haven't had a college hoops play yet this season. I'm gonna jump in soon. I'm keep telling you, I'm gonna jump in soon.
What about your school changing the name?
Texas A&M Commerce?
Yeah, East Texas A&M now.
I wish they would have went back to the original name, East Texas State. East Texas State just got a ring to it. You know what I mean? But East Texas A&M, still part of the A&M system. I get it. It doesn't really move the needle for me. I kind of like the flashback to the old, kind of something new. Just wish they would have went back to the old. Brian, any college hoops for you today?
This is a brutal set of games as far as free picks go, but I'll lean to taking Vanderbilt laying the points if Southeast Missouri State can lose to Bradley by 28. I think Vandy can get this one by 30. Just a slight lean on the card. I'll take Vandy.
There you go. All righty, fellas. Brian, what are you selling today over at Pig Dogs Premium, man? There's a million things going on today. I know you got some plays that you locked in, loaded, and personally got the most money on. What you got going?
For sure. I got 3 premium picks in the NFL highlighted by my titanium play. You can get at pickdogs.com, just $25. Also, you can get all 3 of my NFL top plays in my private plays 3-pack. Also have premiums in the NBA and college basketball, so make sure you check it out.
There you go. Hop on with Brian B. Big Al, what you got going today?
Oh, I got a lot today. I've got 2 plays in college basketball. I've got 3 plays in the NBA. I've got 5 plays in the NFL. Trying to think what the record is. I think it's like 173 and 121, my last 294. So folks can get on board and also team me up with one of the other champion handicappers here on the 2-for-1 handicapper special.
There you go. Hop on with Brian B. And Big Al McMorty.
Both of us.
Yeah, hop on with both of them. Costi, talk to him.
We are fully operational with all the different sports right now. You could buy a multitude of different syndicates, one of which being Big Al's All Access. Only heavy hitters. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody under a $25,000 bankroll just because of the volume that he puts out in the rating system. And if you're somebody that wants more of a lower volume, the Dime Club is definitely a good starting spot because you're still getting the positive expected value games throughout the week. It's just not going to be the high volume like Al's All Access. So if you're interested, go to pickdogs.com, premium picks tab. You'll see insider plays or Dime Club, and it's either Eric's or myself cell phone number to call.
There you go. Wayne, what you got going on today, my man?
Yeah, I have 6 NFL plays. There for sale. I have a 3-pack, and I have my best bet in the NFL. I will have 2 NBA and 1 college basketball that'll be up there within the next 45 minutes. As these guys say, jump on something long term or pair me up one of these fine handicapper. We'll continue to put money in your pocket for the week.
There you go. There you go. Jovan, what you got going on?
Yeah, I got a 3-pack and a 5-pack in the 1 o'clock time slot. Got a 3-pack in the 4 o'clock and the 8 o'clock time slot. Sunday night football. So in all, I got 8 NFL plays, and then I'll have either 3 or 4 NBA plays. I already got one on the board right now. So it'll be a 3-pack in the NBA. I kind of like the NBA card, so I had to put a 3-pack out there for the people. Yeah, that's it. Jump on something long term.
There you go. Hey, trying to keep it rolling. I've had a great week this week. 21-11 on plays this last 7 days. I have what do I have? I got 9 today, I believe. I got 9 plays today. Absolutely loaded. I got 5 in the NFL, 4 in the NBA. Just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward, ladies and gentlemen. Do what we do. So if you're rocking with me, rock with me, and let's continue to keep this run going over at Pick Dogs Premium. Parlay time, fellas, and we can get on up out of here. Brian, what you got for me today? Parlay.
Yep, I'll take the Indianapolis Colts plus the points, the Milwaukee Bucks plus the points, and the Sacramento Kings on the money line.
There you go. Big Guy McMorty.
I'm going to join Brian with the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm trying to find a game to pair it with. The over in the Chargers-Titans game.
There you go. Costa.
We're going to go Chicago Bears, Denver Broncos, New York Jets.
There you go. Wayne.
We'll go with Houston money line, Houston NBA, and Houston NFL, and you can throw in Philly -7 in there.
There you go. Jovan.
I got a couple. Go chalk with KC and Buffalo, and then got the Raptors and the Bucks for an underdog one. Then a over/under one. We'll go with the Niners and Bucks over, the Pats and Bears over, and no, that's it. 3-2 teamers.
Fair. I'm going to go with 3-teamer. I usually go dogs on Sundays, but I'm going to go smash down parlay today. I'm just going to take 3 huge favorites and lay the points with all of them. NFL, we're going to take the San Francisco 49ers, lay the 6.5. We're also going to take the Kansas City Chiefs and lay the points. In the NBA, we're going to take the Orlando Magic and lay the points. Big favorites. Think they handle business today. We'll see how it goes. Money making Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Any final words from any of you fellas before we get out of here? There we go. Well, we appreciate each and every one of y'all that continue to tune in and join us. Hey, man, we're out of the dog days of summer, man. These shows going to get a little longer with everything we got to cover. But I thought we did a pretty good job today. Under an hour and a half. Covered NFL, NBA, college hoops, man. Solid show. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all part of the show as well. See y'all throughout the week. See you throughout everybody else's content here on the show. Scoop up some merch over at the site. See y'all soon, man. We out of here. Peace.